Okay, cake, fried chicken, mayonnaise, meatloaf, all these things contain eggs. This is what a normal person looks like when they eat eggs. This is what a person with food allergy, like myself, happens when they eat eggs. Surprisingly, many children in your classroom have food allergies like me. They're also allergic to different kinds of foods. In fact, according to Epipen, approximately 1 in 13 children are affected by food allergies, and children at risk for anaphylaxis may be present in almost every classroom. With this fact, it's important to know that allergies cannot be cured. They can only be treated and controlled. To do this, you have to use an epinephrine auto-injector. Today I'm going to be telling you about the history of an epinephrine auto-injector, how the Epipen injectors became one of the #1 medical uses, what the injector is used for, and how a person can use it. And we'll look at your role as an educator in using the epinephrine injectors. Let's begin with some of the places that I got my information. I got my information from the Food Allergy Research and Education, the Epipen and Epipen Junior website, the California Department of Education, and the registered nurse Melinda Noble. According to Melinda Noble, this Japanese chemist, Joki Takamine, discovered and isolated adrenaline in 1900. Adrenaline is also known as epinephrine. It's the chemical that they use in epinephrine auto-injectors to control the allergies. In 1973, during the chemical warfare, the Department of Defense was looking for a chemical that they could use, or a device that they could use to control the chemical warfare to help the soldiers. So they went to a company in which Sheldon Kaplan worked at, and he invented the combo pin. The combo pin was used for the military to help chemical warfare. According to the Food Allergy Research and Education in 2013, President Obama signed the School Access to Emergency Epinephrine Act. By doing this, he made sure that teachers had to maintain an emergency supply of injectors, train school personnel, and administer epinephrine during the day if needed. Let's say a child in your class has a reaction. How would you know what to do, and what would you do? The California Department of Education defines anaphylaxis as a very severe allergic reaction that can occur when the body mistakenly identifies something as harmful. Some of the triggers of allergies include food, like peanuts and shellfish, biting or stinging insects, like bees, medication, like antibiotics, and latex, like a type of rubber used in balloons. For example, my Aunt Melissa is allergic to strawberries. She can cut and handle strawberries, but she can't eat them. When she eats them, like Miss Liz, she gets swollen mouth and swollen lips and becomes anaphylactic. At any given time, someone around you may have a reaction. According to the Food Allergy and Research and Education, every 3 minutes, a food allergy reaction sends someone to the emergency department. According to the Epipen, symptoms can require an Epipen, like when you have coughing, cramps, swelling, itching, fainting, dizziness, redness, shortness of breath, and hives because you've ate something or because you're allergic to something. Epinephrine should be injected into the middle of your upper outer thigh and through your clothing if necessary. After you've injected the epinephrine, make sure you call 911 and administer a second dose if needed. Now that you know the symptoms and effect, it's important to know how EpiPens affect your role as an educator. According to Epipen, an estimated 18% to 23% of children with food allergies experience reactions at school. according to Epipen, a survey of more than 6,000 schools revealed a total of 919 anaphylactic events among students and staff during the 2013-14 school year. According to Section 504, Rehabilitation Act of 1973, a disability is an impairment that limits a major life activity. In food allergies, this would be considered because of eating, breathing, and caring for self. Parents have the right to request a 504 plan for their child to document how they would address the trigger and treatment. Because of President Obama's School Access to Emergency Epinephrine Act, teachers must be aware of known allergies, recognize the symptoms of anaphylactic, and have access to 2 EpiPens and be able to seek immediate medical care. Today we've looked at the history of epinephrine autoinjectors and how the EpiPen injectors became the #1 medical use to treat anaphylactic. Next, we looked at the injector, how it was used for what it was used for and what a person should use it for. And finally, we looked at your role as an educator in using EpiPens. I will leave you with the quote of the registered nurse Melinda Noble, who stated, "Reactions are unpredictable. EpiPens are used during these emergencies. Everyone must plan ahead, prepare, and be informed to use an injector to save a life, because it's likely that you'll know someone who has allergies." Thank you.